Yep.
Take his watch off. Oh my God. I didn't think that they would make him this pathetic. Like,
oh, I love this. This is delicious.
I know,
pathetic
it's great.
little bitch.
It's over. You've lost the game.
To the boss baby.
Yeah.
Just a moment ago, you...
hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Sean. Hit that like and that subscribe if you enjoy the video. And also, if you want to get access to next week's episode, you can hit us up on our Patreon. The link is in the description. And let's get on with our Death Note reactions. Hey, what is up, everybody? It is me, Sean Tank Top, and I'm over here at Casa de Tank Top, and I'm hanging out with the Draces. But I knew you knew that I was going to introduce the Draces because that's what I always do. But now I'm actually going to throw it back to a surprise guest host that I have that I didn't tell you about, and he's going to walk through that door right now.
30 seconds.
No, actually, like we don't have the budget for that. But I am hanging out with the Draces. How you doing over there, Draces? It's like
Fine, but I knew that you would do that, so I already watched this video.
What?
I watched us watch this show, so I already know what you were going to say.
Was that the most cliffhanger that this show's ever done? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I mean?
I got you. It's going to be awkward.
It's going to be real awkward.
It's going to be awkward when
nobody
nobody
dies. They're like,
dies.
ugh.
Because that last episode just was snapping the fuck off with like shaky cam and pans and playing with time.
And just like twitchy, like,
He's trying not to come in his pants every 5 minutes.
And he just kind of said it. He let the cat out of the bag. He's that confident, and
Dummy.
like we said, it's the fucking hubris of this character.
he finally ate the potato chip.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Well, or no, he finally jerked off to pornography in a certain sense. He finally ejaculated, I think, is the kind of more
onto the potato chip, which he's going to eat. Like, that's like, yeah.
Oh, that's nasty.
I think we're waiting for that other shoe to drop. It's why that explanation felt so long. You know what I mean? Like, and it's why it sort of was like, okay, yeah, we got it. Like, because it's like there has to be another angle to it. There has to be another like
A reveal.
kind of twist and reveal and stuff like that. And that's what we're waiting for. Who's dying?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to die.
L.
Light for sure. He has. I think there's no, and also because they very recently were just like, yo, people who use Death Note don't get to go to heaven or hell. Like, you know, they're talking.
Yeah,
you
so
know what I mean?
he's
Like,
going
a lot lately,
somewhere.
Because there can't be a world in which he wins.
That's what made it so hilarious when he was driving by. He was like, look at this perfect, awesome world that I created. It's like
Toxic waste. It's like Detroit.
we're not Detroit.
Dustin.
What?
You know, we were just kind of giving portrait shots of the world and just how like this shit kind of sucks, man. Like everybody's turning against one another and reporting each other, and it's a weird military state and shit like that. You know,
It's
like
1984. Yeah.
There's also the weird thing when the guys shot Matt, R.I.P. It is this thing where it's like, well, if Kira's just going to kill this guy anyway because he's on the news doing crime,
Yeah.
Kira's just going to kill him anyway. So why not just, like, if you catch a shoplifter and, like, it's everybody knows that the shoplifter did it,
as
well,
soon as it hits the papers, you just
Kira's
fucking put it back in the dome, you know?
like, Kira's just going to kill him anyway, so why don't we just murder everybody?
Right.
Like, why don't we just do it? Cut out the middleman.
I mean, everybody's got guns drawn. There's definitely I think, I don't know if he catches a bullet.
I feel like Light's gonna get backed into a corner and then he's just gonna Death Note himself.
Is that a way that you sort of take care of like the weird fuckers that like actually think that he's cool and you like that he loses but wins in a certain way? 'Cause
Yeah,
I can see the show doing that in a certain sense.
Yeah.
But doing it with the knowledge that he was beat by the boss baby.
By a boss baby.
You know what I mean? I think that's
Which he hasn't, like, he didn't act surprised, like, oh, it's a literal child. He was just like, you're just not as good. And it's like, yeah, because he's a baby. Like, when you be like, you're just, oh, this is why you're...
But also, he is as good. He is
better.
You know what I mean?
He got
better.
Got closer than original L.
No, and I think he's about to, like, flip the script on him. But I'm like... You'd think if he was like, oh, this almost feels mean because this is a child. Of course he was beatable. Like,
he also keep like, yeah, it's real, but I've been live streaming this whole fucking thing.
That's a thing. That could also be a thing if he's willing to go to hell.
We know that characters in this world are willing to stick a camera anywhere. You know what I mean? So the ultimate lying on the grenade-ness of it. But I feel like that would have happened, and we wouldn't have gotten like this crazy cliffhanger, like to be like, no, but I actually did this. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of where we're going with this.
And there's nobody really left from like Light's. Like, I guess his mom and his sister are still alive, but like, there's nobody left to really be disappointed in him because like his dad's dead, and like, yes, there won't be a reveal of like, oh no, I'm disappointed in my dad.
But even then, he didn't give a fuck about him. You know what I mean? Like, whether or not he does it himself, or whether or not he's the one that kind of does it, or he catches something or some random thing or whatever. It's going to just have to be the fact that he was so stupid enough to fucking say the shit out loud. To be the guy on the, you know, doing the triathlon and throws his hands up before he gets to the finish line, and then it spins out, and then you fucking eat shit.
You lose, sir.
You lose. Good day, sir. However it happens, and however extensively or brief it is, I think that's going to be the big thing that sticks in that motherfucker's craw. Like, yeah. So I don't know, but to put a button on it and to kind of get through it, I think it'll be really interesting. So I'm ready to fucking get going. You guys ready to go? Last goddamn one. Here we go. All right, and we hope that you guys are having a good time with us over here as we've gone through this. If you guys have appreciated, you know, everything that you've seen over here, you want to go back and you want to start from the very beginning and start doing everything kind of completely in full and cut, you can go all the way back, or we're gonna be replacing this with another show. Oh, get down, baby.
Oh, she's
literal mommy milkers.
Nah, she's pulling a weapon out of that butt belly for sure. Oh, not the kitty.
Watch out for the cat.
Not the jukebox.
Not the jukebox.
Not the jukebox. Pregnant lady, pull that.
All the bartenders are worried about the jukebox more than the pregnant woman.
She has a bomb there. I know it.
I think there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of possibilities, a lot of new shows, and a lot of current shows that you guys can get a hold of by becoming a part of our Patreon. Links in the top and comment in the description below. We hope you guys check that out. And if you guys can't do that, hit us with a like and subscribe. We thank you guys very much for hanging out with us as we've gone through our Death Note journey. This has been one of the wildest rides that we've ever fucking gone on this channel. And we thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I hope, thank you guys for stopping by. All right, let's fucking see what the thing is. They're gonna make us. You think they're gonna do a cold open, or they're gonna go straight into it?
Are we gonna get that opening theme song? Really?
I hope.
Here we go. Let's fucking do this.
This guy seems chill.
What you smiling for? 38, 39.
Well, Near.
Happy New Year.
40!
Bro.
Oh.
New world.
Nobody's dead.
They look pretty alive to me.
Matsuda's all fucking freaked out.
We're still alive. It's been over a minute and we haven't died.
Oh, I love that.
God! I did everything you told me!
Take him now!
Nice!
Oh.
The only name that hasn't been written down is Light Yagami.
Nope.
If that weren't enough, Mikami also addressed you as God.
Where are the cameras? Just tell me there's cameras. Tell me we've been live streaming this.
It's a trap! This whole thing is a setup!
Is he gonna freak out?
A little odd
Yeah.
that no one died after having their name written in the It's a trap!
His little voices.
His voice is cracking. This is delicious.
You freaking pricks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
This is a setup. I don't know this guy.
Oh my god. Take his watch off. Oh my god. I didn't think that they would make him this pathetic. Like,
oh, I love this. This is
yeah.
delicious. Little
I know, it's
pathetic
great.
little bitch.
It's over. You've lost the game.
To the boss baby.
Yeah.
Just a moment ago, we used the same kind of pen that Mikami used, copied his handwriting perfectly, and made both the inside and the outside of our fake look exactly like the original. Giovanni was able to do it in a single...
Good job, Giovanni.
I've been able to see the Shinigami as well.
Ah, there he is.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Shinigami. I'm Near.
Nice to meet you, too.
and I'm speaking, which is great.
Tell me, if someone's name was written on a ripped-off piece of paper, would they still die?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, totally, bro.
Singing like a canary. Oh my god.
You are Kira.
This has got to be a trick.
He can't believe it. Like, he literally can't. This is amazing.
This was all thanks to Mello.
Ooh.
What'd Mello do?
She'll be
I was the one who killed her, but her death was written there just 1 minute later. Did that mean Mikami did the same thing I did? God, you told me you couldn't.
Oh.
I had to.
It can be resolved by having a name written in the notebook.
That's right.
Well,
Look at that. Oh shit. So they were best bros all along.
new in his. Together we can surpass L. And now, acting as one, we face the kid and defeated him, and with solid evidence.
Oh, level up.
What you gonna do, Light?
What are you gonna say, buddy? We were saying that we didn't get a lot of anime
Yeah.
guests. Now we're getting a bunch.
Oh man, fucking Darth Light.
Whoa.
That's right. I am Kira.
He's just owning it, I think. He's just finally saying it, and he's just like,
Whoa.
All humans.
nothingness. We talked about that shit. You just expire. Like,
Kid, and what can you do? Kill me right here?
I will say this. Why don't we get some hands on this guy, actually?
In the end, you're nothing more than a crazy serial killer. That's all you are.
What is this? Did they just get a hold of our fucking comments and just write them as dialogue?
I think so. Yeah. He's getting that little piece of paper out.
We can do this in handcuffs. In
I guess you're gonna have to write down either my name or Mikami's. It's the only way to see if it's real.
God damn it!
Or fake!
Come on!
Ooh, yeah, you
Shot it in that
fucker.
and it was Matsuda. We called it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who the hell do you think you're shooting at? Don't screw with me!
Matsuda.
What about your dad? What the hell did he die for? My dad. He was to Yakami.
Oh my
You led your
god.
own father to his death. And now he's gone, you call him a fool?
You took his death harder than he did.
Raining his own blood.
I started blasting. Bang! Bang! Well, I don't see so good, so I missed. Then they ran away. I ran after them.
Don't kill him!
Don't. Ooh, did somebody shoot Matsuda?
No. Oh, okay.
Right next to the head.
The hell is this?
He's like, who's your god now?
Yeah, that's your god. This is your god.
Where are you, Misa? Where's Taka?
Oh, now we're fucking. Now we're calling out to Misa. Now we don't think she's a fucking idiot.
What the hell?
Oh, he stabbed himself. How?
How did he do that?
Ooh! Oh my God! He hit him with the Shaw Brothers fucking blood geyser. Holy fuck!
What the hell is going on?
Can we apprehend?
Is somebody? There's a bunch of you. Somebody grab this guy.
No, but it's this beautiful rust shit-colored world that you created, buddy. You get to die in it. How many times did he get shot, too? Jesus Christ!
A bunch, like 4 or 5.
Just running like a dog.
Running like a dog, dying like a dog.
I give the voice. I mean, this VA actor has been kind of like and iconic maybe in a way they didn't intend. This has been a very strong performance from them.
There he is.
Look at that.
He's like, this is hilarious.
Watching this little prick die was worth the trip.
You'll die here.
Oh, he's got a cool pen. Look at this little pen.
Yeah, he does. Look, he's all blinged up too and everything. I want those rings.
It's been interesting.
There he is. Dead.
There she is.
Is that Misa?
There you go, baby. Maybe he's like a human Death Note where it's like once he dies, like the spell comes away from her and she's like, man, that guy was a fucking loser.
Yeah, the guy sucked. Misa's finally free.
Yep.
I don't know how what did he stab himself that made that much blood go crazy?
Well, I think it was just like they were just like, we just want a Shaw Brothers-esque geyser type thing. What is this here? What do we got?
Is she gonna find him? No, Misa!
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Misa, girl. She needs some fucking self-esteem. Baby.
She jumps on, I'd be so mad.
I think that's the implication. She's gonna Tom it right out the window.
This music.
Yeah, what are we in The Fox and the Hound? We're the best of friends.
And everyone lived happily ever after.
Misa jumped. I think she did. That was definitely the implication.
Oh, it was an implication, I guess.
Well, she chose her ghost outfit.
Riot will return.
Oh, that's it. I can't believe Misa.
I mean, she's still alive.
How did she even know he was dead?
We don't know. Strongly implied.
Boo.
Whatever.
I was all happy she's on a train looking fabulous. I'm like, oh, great. She's free.
Hey, she ain't, she's not an idiot. She's just fucking wrote that. She's just written that way.
I know.
I am not a big proponent of headcanon. I'm going to headcanon territory with this shit. We're like, maybe she's a little sad. Whatever. You know what? She can have her feelings and stuff like that, but you know, hilarious. We don't get to watch how this, well, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, it was highly personal to Light. And if the switch to homicidal crazed maniac had been a little more gradual over the course of even 5 episodes.
Well, I think with this show,
I think that could have hit. That could have hit because it was like, because they were kind of trying. Were they trying to pull on heartstrings in a way? I mean, maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know. It's hard to know.
On that ending?
Yeah, with him like showing flashbacks to him.
Yeah,
Ian Young before his shit, walking around like.
They
whatever.
needed to make us like Light and actually agree with him in the beginning, but like they just switched straight to. But I mean, it's kind of hard because it's like, oh, you know, we're like old people. We know how like the criminal justice system like works, and like targets mainly like people without power, and it's like, so if you're getting all your names from like what the cops say,
you're just the ultimate bootlicker. You know what I mean? Like,
but if it was like, oh my god, this man attacked my friend and she tried to go to the police to get justice, but he's a friend with the cop and he got away with it. And you're like, oh my god, yeah, get him, write it down.
You start out like Batman and you turn into the Punisher.
Exactly. If he had more of a Batman version where we're like, also we were questioning our own morals because we're rooting for him, like that's the type of shit I like when shows get me on someone's side and I'm like, should I have ever been on his side? Fuck.
Yeah, it's the Walter White effect.
Yeah, that. You know and that's way more interesting. Because I think it was like at first you're supposed to be like, no, these are already criminals, so it's fine. And I'm like, but we know too much as adults. Like we're like,
as a 14-year-old, you would you'd
be like, yeah, they're bad guys. We're killing the bad guys. Cool. Sure. But now you're like, oh, you're getting your names from the police.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so right off the bat, his first week in as a Death Note guy
terribly
was like
misinformed and ill-advised. Yeah, for sure. What did we think?
I think there was at its core, there's some real interesting shit in this, and I do like it. Stylistically, I think it was cool. The elements are there. I don't know that I think there's definitely stuff we thought that they should have done more of and things they should have shied away from. They could have made this a little more compelling, a little more cat and mouse, a little more like whodunit and gotcha, and they could have had a lot more world building.
I think that's the most interesting.
World building specifically with certain elements of shit. You know what I mean?
Like the Shinigami shit and just Kira's effect.
And when he takes over. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah, for sure. I mean, like
but I think it's iconic for a reason.
Yeah.
Is that there's not a lot of things like this.
Yeah.
No.
It's different. It's not the same old, battle royale kind of thing, which I do love. Those sort of
those can be great. Those can be a lot of fun. Yeah,
they're just kind of brainless and fun. I think it was swinging really big, and it was going for some really big stuff. But you said it best, where it hasn't inspired. No other show has inspired this much in-depth discussion about morality and like just all of like the ways that characters are being written and story arcs and
how they fashion it and how they put it together and what their intention was and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
because by no means would I ever say this is bad. I think I think that it's like it's because it's so the premise is so interesting that I almost feel like I deserve more because they set us up with such a good concept that I feel that like they're on to something great and it just didn't get there.
And then there was also just some facially just stuff that's just straight up bullshit. Like you know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, I mean, obviously, I mean, like because I think that's well said. Like the whole, but just then like how this show handles women characters, how this show handles its genius characters in the way that, and it's just hard to do. It's like, the Draces very famously, they hate a shapeshifter because of what it can do to a plot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't.
That's me.
That's Morgan.
That's more Morgan. Okay.
Dustin is a Mystique apologist.
Well, I mean, no, I think, it's always in how it's employed, but it can be very sloppy. And so, what this really made me fucking realize is the kind of weird, kind of slippery slope, whatever you want to call it, like problem it is with writing genius characters.
Yeah.
Because you have to fucking make everyone they have to be a step behind no matter what, and that will shift from scene to scene because they can't the genius can't be beaten, otherwise it's not the conceit of the story that you're trying to tell. And it's just really hard to write something like that.
Bringing up Attack on Titan, a lot of the cliffhangers and the payoff in that show was really well done, where they introduce something and then they'd forget about it for like an entire season.
Seasons was so long.
Yeah, and then it would come back and you're like,
whoa.
They'd fill it in and you're like, oh man. And it was just, they had this really nice, complete, everything kind of tied together, which is what you want in it. And this show was too busy internal monologuing from Light telling us what he was going to do and why he was so smart.
Yeah.
As opposed to letting us discover how smart and be like, fuck.
Yeah, it's the ultimate tell, don't show, show. And it's like...
You could give other moves to other characters, like, as opposed to us having to just, like, POV be with him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I'm fine with a after the fact, like kind of like how when Near was explaining how he got him.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Because we didn't see, if we had seen him, like, but, you know, if we had just one thing where, like, oh, wait, we did see him follow him to the bank that day. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But we didn't get that. We didn't get that.
Or there was something where, or maybe like something where it's like, we thought that it was something that led to a dead end. And then we go like, no, that was the moment where we beat him, and y'all just didn't see it in the right way, or we didn't reveal it in the right way, in the way. I don't know. What do you think? How about you, Morgan? What do you think? What do you think of this? What do you think of the finale and then the show writ large? I know we're kind of talking about both.
Oh, the finale. Oh, I'm glad he's dead. I know you have your head canon, but the guy was very clear what they were implying. with the Misa shit.
No. I mean, I know
like,
that was some bullshit.
Just leave her out of it. Just do like you normally do with women characters, and just forget she exists. Like, why are you pulling her out for one last insult?
And there's no reason whatsoever that she should still be loyal to Light. None. Because like he just basically just like threw her aside, ghosted her, and like. You know.
No, because he gave her like breadcrumbs, like where it was like he was calling her to when she got kidnapped, and then was like, "It's okay," and then he's like, "She."
Oh yeah, it was so comforting.
No,
okay.
To her, that's
but to her, it was a big deal. It was like she's got mad abandonment issues.
And in her head, she's like, the reason I'm in this amazing hotel room is because Light he negotiated this. Like, it's that sick where she's just like, anything good that happens in her life is probably, she's like somehow giving Light credit.
God, that poor girl.
Yeah.
It's all like, it's so sad. She got her memory of the Shinigami erased when she got rid of that book. So like, at this point, she doesn't even know that he's Kira. So
no, but remember she got it erased before, and she still was like, "Light's my boyfriend."
But like, so like, I don't know why. Why does she keep?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
It doesn't pass any amount of fucking water. It doesn't hold any water.
Yeah, because like the whole Light obsession when she gets her memory erased, like why?
Why would she be excited to be dating the person that's trying to catch Kira when she's a Kira apologist?
Yeah.
If she's a Kira fan,
was she aware that he was the new L and becoming the thing, or was she totally in the dark?
That's a thing, or she just thinks that he's in the police and whatever. Like, we don't know.
She's like, but I love him. What? Why? Like,
no. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was kind of. Yeah, I mean, like
the initial attraction makes sense. That part is like she tracked down Kira, found found out it was L, loved L because he was Kira. When she didn't know that he was Kira anymore, why would she possibly, just because she was already...
Because just in her head, she's like, well, I was in love with him yesterday. I don't remember why, but...
Like, what does the post vision of this world does? Like, we're like the whole world's like, well, that was a wild weekend. You are whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it's
what happens with the Death Notes now? I mean, like, Near has them, and can you burn them? Can you get rid of them? Ryuk has his notebook back.
He had two.
Oh, he has two.
Yeah,
he's one.
I think he took them both back. When, I think that's it. Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, I'm assuming that once Light is the original owner of that book, which is now in Near's possession, I think that he probably would take it back from Near.
And actually, Near be like, get back to the Shinigami.
But there's that other book.
Get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah. That second book that they had from Rem.
Also, this whole world is in chaos because, like, any murder that happens,
That's Kira. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you could be like, I'm on camera pulling a gun and shooting a man in the head, but I did not plan on doing that. Because if you wrote this person walks up to this is shot in their head by their coworker.
Or you literally could just feel like, well, I Kira made judgment on him. We haven't proved it. It literally turns that whole hearsay shit where it's like when
can you prove that I didn't, like, it wasn't written in the death note and there's no way to avoid it?
No. Or you're just like, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, like every murder ever, every death ever, everything can just be blamed on a death note.
Yeah.
And no one's at fault.
Not in here. Like, well, there must be another one.
Can murder... Well, no, because, like, Shinigamis exist. How many Shinigamis? There's at least 2, so there could be 10, there could be 20. Maybe every death on the planet...
Does everyone know that Shinigamis exist, or they just think that it's a
It's
god
only that... Yeah, because I'm like... I'm like, someone needs to spill the beans, because that's...
we need a Rorschach.
Then that would
we need
totally...
a Rorschach to come over and just fucking blow the top off of this thing. I feel like the twist... I think you're dead. You got it dead to rights, Dustin. Where it's like the twist, because a good twist is about something that you thought you had already had a handle on, and you reveal that was a sleight of hand magic trick to something that I was also doing while I was there. And then from what I can gather, they just kind of said, "Well, we did this other thing," and you're like, "Okay."
It's a thing that, like, we weren't in on the twist. It's just kind of like it's a MacGuffin.
Well, in the scene that we didn't show,
there's a handful of things within there that I think that just because of how they presented it and sort of they put their chips on the wrong hands and stuff.
And the Mello Near, like, team up towards the end was real, like, just kind of like Mello just appears out of nowhere, like, creepily captures a woman and then dies, and you're like, that's how you helped? And then they do a flashback. They're like, no, he made a phone call.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, cool.
It could have been. Well, yeah, I mean, like,
real heroic.
Again, they could have turned it into a character beat between the two of them. Where, like, wouldn't it be awesome if these two guys move a bit beyond this, where they're just like, hey man, like, we've been fucking at each other's throats for a long time, and like I've nearly fucking eaten it twice, like during this whole thing, like. This dude is crazy, and this world ain't getting any better. Let's work together. And it could be like a cute little reveal.
It would have made that death so much better if we saw him come to Near and be like, hey, I know we've been going at each other. The only way we can do this is together. And then when he dies, he's like, there might be a chance.
Sacrifices himself in order to do it. He goes like, listen, like, I ain't, it's like I ain't getting it. Or there could have been, like, because he obviously clearly has like more of a kind of devil-may care. Like, he's in the mafia. He's hanging out with gangsters and shit. Like, he's hanging
out with Matt.
He's hanging out. No, I mean he's friends with Matt, and that that person's got to be the craziest motherfucker on the face of the planet for hanging out with Matt. Like, everybody's like, I'm the only one who actually lives. I'm the only one. It's funny. We got all these death notes and all this stuff. I'm the only one that has a death wish.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that is kind of, I'm the only one that kind of doesn't give a fuck and like kind of just wants to make something happen. And this I can contribute to one of the best things that ever happened to the world.
And also, what a great character arc for Mello to kind of come full circle and realize that this whole time of like trying to be as good as Elle and just to give in and be like, you know what? Like, I can help Near do what Elle couldn't.
Yeah.
And it just like fulfills that like bitter rivalry thing, and it's just a really good closing moment and like it's a heroic death.
There's a way that I feel like there's a way that they could have made the completeness of Lights, and it's because I mean, like, Elle, they could have strengthened up some things about Elle, made him a little bit less of a creep, actually made him an idealist. And I think they did. I mean, Near was more that than anything.
But also, I think this show is uninterested in any other character point of view other than Lights.
We've been harping on a couple of those things. I will say, immeasurably satisfying to watch fucking Light break down.
Oh, that was great.
Unbelievable. I didn't think that they were going to make him bitch out that crazy. I didn't think that the show was going to do it. He's been so boss. And that kind of makes me rethink how the show's treated him.
Like, essentially, I mean, Ryu, like, killed him, but, like, Matsuda kind of took him out, and Matsuda was, like, the butt of the jokes all the time.
Yeah, it was his best boy. Death. It was his best boy. Just sit there and fucking threw down on him, pulled out his fucking heater, and fucking went to town. And we even said that, I think, like, in the lead up to it or whatever. And, like, so.
Yeah, he'd be the best one, yeah.
Well, no, best one would have been Misa.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
True.
Give her a gun.
True. It was kind of a little bit more of what I wanted from the Littlefinger death, honestly.
Yeah.
Like where
a little more sniveling.
He started out that way. He's going crazy. He's kind of teary. He's completely beside himself. He's begging. He's fucking doing whatever. Because I remember I wanted Littlefinger to go through like a metamorphosis where he turns and then all of a sudden he turns around, he starts spitting venom at everybody. None of you would be here if it wasn't for me. Like whatever. Like this dude has been a husk of an actual human. He's just been drive and ambition and ego and stuff like that. And like we watch a face melt off, and then we have to hang out with one for like a minute, and then like there's the vindictive, power hungry one, and then there's the one that thinks that he's better than everybody, and then there's the sick, shitty little boy that's just like caught with his hand in the cookie jar and stuff like that. And there was more of that here, and it was very satisfying to watch. But like, what if he's like, but what did it all mean? Like, what will the world, what will the world gain from it? The world will be better, like in some way, right? And he was like, and he just like the same thing that kind of like with going into the netherworld where you kind of turn into nothing, where he goes like, and he's just like, I don't know, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like there could have been a little bit, like there could have been like a little more complete.
Oh, I would have loved if like when he was talking to Light, just what it recounted all the different other like, oh yeah, there was a guy just like you in the ancient Babylonia. Like he did this whole same thing.
No, he just the plague had a great cover for that shit. You know what I mean, or whatever the fuck.
And
it was.
and he wanted to punish the bad doers too, and he died like a dog, and everything just went back to normal, and it had no.
You just want to take, I think that
you want it to be like everything that you did has been done before, and it still was nothing. There's always just
sort of did that. He was sort of like that, but wasn't far enough. I like that. He was just like, I told you how it would end.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's like, thanks for like us relieving each other's boredom for just a little while.
But, like he could even been like, you weren't even the craziest one I've ever dealt with. This was probably like 35th on the list, and he could have been like, oh man, there was
just to get like
just to be like you weren't even the most interesting. To just be like, you're nothing, and your life's work means nothing. Now die.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would have loved that. You know what I mean? Like, and the whole, or shit. I mean, like, yo, check it. Like, Misa finds out that the guy who killed her parents was falsely accused, was the wrong guy.
Right?
How incredible would that be?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Well,
if we want to have a moralistic fucking conversation, that's the other thing, is that the show hasn't really like gone into like a lot of that stuff. It's just kind of watching this guy do it. I mean, and just being like, this is all bad. Like, yeah, it's all bad, right? Yeah, it's all bad, right?
Because we're not really talking about, and it should be like the show should be a whole talk about the death penalty, and like, even if you are dead to rights guilty, do we have a right to kill you? Like, but it was very uninterested even exploring any of that.
No.
It wasn't an indictment against the death penalty. It was just the indictment of like one person being the death penalty, I guess. But it's like
one person being the one god of this new world. Like,
when the government does it, it's fine because it's by the rules and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like. Yeah. I'd be interested in to see the adaptations, because the concept that it should be really going into, it should be all about really a discussion about the death penalty and like who decides who's guilty.
A morality play of
and who makes the rules of like what's guilty, and like some of these criminals. Oh, you find out the situation of how the crime happened, and you're like, oh wait, that actually was like literally, they made some bad choices, but like literally everything to get them there was a lot of different things to get them there, and like maybe just like being like guilty death isn't.
Yeah, it's the anti-Punisher, anti-Batman of it.
But
like,
it's not interesting.
Oh no.
It's just murder bad, light bad. Criminals also bad, but murder badder.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is easily one of the most fascinating fucking things that we've ever covered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, I like when something is like so like either beloved or like iconic for a whole generation of people, and you watch it and it is not quite great.
This is Twilight. This is anime's Twilight in a way.
Yeah, you're like, what did it do? It was.
This is better than Twilight.
I think it's better than Twilight.
Oh no. But I mean, like, as in, like, you watch it and you're like, wow, there's a lot of problematic, weird ass shit in here.
Or like it's like a lot like, oh, her, like,
yeah, 100%.
like Death Note's my 100% like her, like. I could see what like the appeal, but I'm like, wow, this is the one that everyone's like, it's a masterpiece, front to finish, no notes. Yeah. And I'm like, so the fact that that's its reputation, I'm like, it's interesting when you watch it and you're like, I have some notes.
Yeah, and I don't think it's us just like taking the piss. I think maybe it's just because we consume so much media.
Could be you needed to be there too.
I think that's a lot
of it was you had to be there, and you had to be maybe 14.
Also, there's another thing that we've also been seeing with people in our comments section. It's like there's also the big stands, and then there's also people. I mean, like somebody literally said on like one of the videos that we released like a couple days ago, was like, man, I forgot about what a fucking mess this show is.
Well, we did the Manly Movie Monday of like Temple of Doom, and I still love it as a special place in my heart. I'm like,
did it shake you a little bit though?
I was like, oh man, this isn't as good as I remembered it.
I think that's just a part of. I guess. I mean, as Blink-182 said, a part. I guess this is growing up. I mean, like like you reappraise stuff, or even like there's things that I know in my heart, like I know that Raiders is the best movie. Do I like Last Crusade better? Does it speak to me emotionally a little bit more? And it's more my favorite? Yes. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of like, and I think that type of stuff can be, but also Temple of Doom is incredible in a shitload of ways. Like, yeah. And so like, and I think that, yeah, I think that's a pretty apt thing to kind of bring up. Like it
can still be beloved and still inspire discussion. If you think about like the history of cinema and the history of storytelling and the history of, anime and manga and where we're at in storytelling. I mean, when you think about like, the dawn of a graphic novel and how we tell a story and what you're able to do with the medium, and then you look at like all these groundbreaking things and you're like, well, yeah, we should have 100% reappraised Watchmen. I mean, it
Frank
did a
Miller's
thing
entire fucking catalog, like in the early days, where you're just like, can we acknowledge
stop raping people? That'd be great.
Can we acknowledge that like another person, that other people have written a comic book other than Frank Miller and fucking and Alan Moore, like you know what I mean, like
those are things that were like, okay, we've been living in a way to tell a story, or there's kind of like an arc to it. Think about like, the classic sitcoms, it reflected our times.
Yes.
And then we get like the nuclear family sitcoms, and they kind of, the formula changes over time. And you even see, everybody has like this weird soft spot for Friends. But if you actually watch Friends, like it's not aging that well.
It's ungodly. I mean, like, it was ghastly at the time for me, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like it, and so it's like,
but
I think about I was always, instead of Friends, I was a news radio person.
Oh, yeah. Sex in the City.
Oh God, no.
Even The Office,
nightmare. You know what I mean? Like
30 Rock, like all the beloved sitcoms were of their time and definitely had some, like, they were reflecting where we were, how we were telling a story, what we were thinking about, what was the cultural norms at the time.
Bush, very Patriot Act, this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so you think about like when this came out, it was like reflective of the times, and when you're watching it through a different lens now. And also like think about the era of prestige TV and what we're capable of doing and what we're allowing to be seen on a screen and what we're able to animate or what we're able to do in the visual medium is leaps and bounds above. Mm-hmm. It's cool. I think the voice acting was great. We didn't even talk about that.
No, yeah, that's one thing I will give. I will put I'll put a little. We've never really acknowledged Canadian voice actor Bradley Swally, who did Light Yagami in Death Note, killed it this episode.
Yeah,
for sure,
for real. Like no bullshit. Like, I think that some of the stuff that they fucking did, like, you know what I mean. Where I'm just like, is it meant to be like super cool and badass, or is it?
I don't know.
That's what saying.
I honestly don't know.
The art versus intention angle of this show is unfucking believably fucking like fascinating, and that's kind of one thing that I kind of want to.
You mentioned that earlier.
What's that?
You know, I loved both the book and the movie Fight Club, but I never took that as like the way some people take it.
No, but Fight Club, actually, the point of Fight Club was taking the piss out of toxic masculinity. It was supposed to be
a send-up, and people took it the opposite way.
People were like, nah, he's fucking awesome.
No, we got to blow up the fucking credit card systems and shit like that, or whatever it is. I mean, like taking people's debt off of people, I can get down with that, but not through acts of terrorism. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy, like, when people, like, unironically talk about how they think that Light is like the good guy and the hero, and watch this episode. Watch how you think the hero gets treated like that at the end of his show.
Well, sometimes I think like it's just stan culture where it's like people just like to fight. Because a lot of times, like, yeah, we'll see shit, or people like in our Succession comments, I don't even think that they're really being totally for real, even if they do love Light. And
or
they
the crazy
think that
Team Greens for Hot D or something.
Yeah, oh god, no, classic. No, Greens and Blacks, all of them.
Both of them. Like, I mean, like, yeah.
Where you're like, George R.R. Martin's whole fucking point of this entire world is that no one got it right.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no heroes except for maybe Sir Duncan the Tall, and he's not even in that story. And like Brianna Tarth, maybe. And it's there's very few heroes or right and wrong. Sometimes I think it's like, no, I just want my team to win.
Yeah. Sure.
So I think that a lot of the Light stands, I don't know if they're like for real.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and there's also shades of that other thing where it's like he's a crazy psychopath, but he's our crazy psychopath, and that was actually one of the funniest things when he got back online, and Morgan was like kind of missed him.
I enjoy a villain, but like we all agree, he's like he's a villain.
Yeah, wildly interesting, troubled, occasionally brilliant, well directed. Visually iconic, complete horseshit, lovingly rendered in some ways, horrifically overlooked in others. Just absolute, like, crazy ball of a frustrating time that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is everything.
It was a ride.
This is like, I mean, this is like when Will Ferrell's character comes up onto, like, when he's like, I'm gonna make spaghetti, and then it's like spaghetti, marinara, gummy bears, milk, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, he's just like, this is just every single thing that you can kind of feel about a show. Immeasurably frustrating, sometimes really rewarding and shocking, and doing everything. I've never seen a show succeed and fail at so much. It's kind of, in different.
I mean, they created Ryu. Like visually,
unbelievable,
awesome,
iconic character.
Absolutely.
Second he showed up, you're just like, that's
one
it.
of the most like visually iconic anime characters of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's elements that you can just boil down and just kind of refine, and maybe you can make a better. Because I don't think that the Duffer Brothers are going to be able to handle all of this.
It's a lot.
They're gonna have to focus on.
There's 3 or 4 shows in here.
It'll be wild to see it. It'll be crazy to see when fucking Finn Wolfhard plays L. There's no way that little fucker isn't gonna play him. I just can't imagine a world that exists where Sydney Sweeney is Misa, but she's not a complete doormat. I could take.
Yeah.
And then who's Light? Who's just an unlikable wretch. But they're going to have to change him. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that, and they're really good at finding these, like, iconic and, like, memorable, fleshed out side characters. So, like, I think a story like this, they could do something. And I think they learned their lesson from Barb, and they actually, that they're like, okay, cool, like, that they're going to, like, actually write good characters. But think about, like, how, like, the fans, like, loved, like, Eddie shows up, and it's like amazing character.
Yeah, and so you could have Light and he could just be the villain, just the bad guy, and he's doing what he's doing, but the people around him are what's fascinating, and how they react to him is what's fascinating.
Like, even, like, once they got to the point of Vecna, like, that guy was, like, a good villain. They had a lot of pathos and backstory to treat Light with that sort of reverence, and I'm okay with him being a villain, and then make us love all the side characters. Make me root for a cop. Challenge. Figure it out.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like,
if you can do that, you're a good filmmaker.
No, I mean, I think, and I think that the whole, like, I think that things are going to change. I just can't, even though everybody keeps saying it's because the reason that the movie failed is because it didn't stick to the show, and it's like, first off, the movie could never do the show in a movie.
No, it's too much.
Never do it in a movie. Ever. The amount of story and the shit that they get into here, it can't be done. I mean, like, to try, like, the tempo and what it takes to create, like, believable, like, scenes and stuff like that, like, real people are kind of involved in, it extends the runtime tremendously than it does, like, in a show. It's gonna be refined. It's gonna be different. It has to be. There's no way that, like, this whole, again, this Lion Kingification that I think people think that they want, but would actually fucking suck ass. But I just can't see those guys coming off of having the juice of season 4 and kind of what they've been, and you know, just the absolute crazy amount of success to that, you know, like with Stranger Things, to not be like, we're gonna kind of figure something out. We're gonna refine this, and we're gonna make this current. And there's also, again, like, some of these creators, some of the manga creators and stuff, like, they've done other stories within this world of Death Note. Like there's other. There's like whole other fucking characters and whole other things and whole other storylines, almost like a, you know, like, not like a what if, but like where they're, you know, like just like it's like they go back in time and they do some other stuff there, or like whatever, at least from what I've been led to believe. Also, there's been a musical of Death Note that's come out relatively recently, and they've refined the characters a lot from there and stuff like that. Like, they've actually, like, been like, no, we are expressly making Rem queer, and we are, like, kind of acknowledging that, you know what I mean, like, in a very real way. And, like, so there's a bunch of other shit. I guess that's kind of where we hope that, I mean, as far as, like, where they're going with it, I think, I mean, you can't just make this show note for note. You just can't do it. One of the most interesting things we've ever covered. There's going to be things. There's going to be few things that could eclipse, like,
it was a ride.
The weird space that this show put us in, that I am glad that we went through it and we finished. You know what I mean?
We've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes about a 20-minute finale. You know, like,
exactly. So that, if that doesn't tell you that this thing's got some legs in a big bad way, that I'd like to see it expanded on, and maybe bring it up to date in some senses. I think that I know that I'm down for that. We hope that you guys have been down for that. You hope you guys have had a good time with us over here as we've gone through Death Note. We thank you very much for coming by. Just hit us up on our Patreon. You want to give us a little support, we got a bunch of stuff on the horizon. It continues to be an honor and a privilege to cover this shit with y'all and have this dialogue with you guys, the cool ones, that is, the chill ones, at least, like, you know, even if you're not cool, none of us are cool, but, like, you know, the fucking, you know, like, but you just got to be chill, you got to be nice, you know. We thank you guys very much for being able to do this shit. We thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. Hit us a like and subscribe, all that good stuff, because that shit always helps. It never fucking hurts. We appreciate y'all very much for hanging out. And I guess we got to get going. And we'll see y'all later.
Delete.